This time on the driver's corner, we are going to be trying to clear up these headlights on the Range Rover. If you care about that, stay tuned. So our 2011 Range Rover looks really good, paint's super shiny. It's dirty right now, but no matter what, these headlights look like trash, like absolute trash. So the units are incredibly expensive. I think they're listed at like $600 or $700 a piece, even used, for the headlights. And because we are balling on a budget, I'm just gonna use some of this blue tape. I'm not even gonna take them out of the car because they're not that easy to get out. And I'm just gonna tape around them. I'm gonna wet sand them and then buff them. I haven't decided if I'm gonna shoot them with clear yet. If I am gonna shoot them with clear, I'll probably have to wait for another day because the weather's nasty and this thing does not fit in my garage. I got too many toolboxes and other nonsense. Oh God, don't look at that, oh God. So yeah, what we're gonna do is sand them down with some 1500 grit and then move on to a 2000 grit. And then I'll try to polish them up and see if that makes them look any better. And then when we get further into summer and the days are a little nicer, I'll use a 1K clear and clear coat those bad boys. So, okay, so first step to being lazy about doing headlights is to pop your hood. That way you have room to work around it and you don't have to mask off that top section for your wet sanding. So that's what I did. I'm just gonna run tape along this edge right here and across the bottom and then around that side to protect the paint from the sanding. And I'll show you that step here in a sec. All right, so she's all masking taped up. I tucked it around the edges so that I don't get any sandpaper on surfaces that I do not want sandpaper on. And now I'm gonna get out the 1500 grit and a bucket of water and go to town. All right, so first things first, just gonna get a little water on there. And then I'm gonna use like a soap or something as a lubricant. So that's just getting us started. And then I will spray them down. Decided to use simple green. All good, look at that. All right, so it turns out that these are way worse than I thought. I went down to 1000 grit, and even at 1000 grit, they still, I don't know if some of that grazing or glazing, whatever you want to call it, it must be on the inside, because they are, they're pretty rough. That is no bueno. I think I am gonna have to clear coat here in order to get these even looking half decent. Bummer. All right, so we are gonna use a quick spray of this 1K clear acrylic and hopefully make these look a little better. I gotta do this another day because this is nasty out, but I can't leave it like that. So here we go. Did a quick dusting. I'm gonna let that cure for a couple minutes here before I put a second coat on that because it's so humid that like I'm getting some almost like milkiness to it, just because it's like super humid, about to rain. But overall, they're definitely looking better than they were. This one wasn't as bad as the other one, but you can see a bunch of yellow and nasty on that versus that right there. So we're making some progress. I'll probably say like a 10 footer, but yeah, I don't know. I might have to replace these headlights anyway. So. Okay, so this was an fairly unsuccessful headlight restoration. We had severe humidity issues. I should have known better. I think I said at the beginning of the video that I shouldn't do the clear coat because it's humid out. Well, it's on there and it's drying, but it has a slight milky to it. They're still better than they were, but I am going to be redoing these things in the near future. I mean, they're not terrible. They're just not the best I've ever done. And while they are better than they were, here, let's take a look at this one. While they are better than they were, they're not perfect, and that's going to bother me. So I will give this another shot another day when it's not so humid out. All right, so here it is, all finished up. I guess I would consider this to be a, what would you say? Maybe a hot and nasty. I'm about to sell it. Headlight restoration. I mean, they're definitely better than they were. I would never pay somebody to do a job of this quality, but it looks so much better than it did before. So anyway, hot and nasty, you sand them with 1,000 grit, then some 1,500 grit, then some 2,000 grit. Shoot it with a high quality clear coat, and this is the end result you get. So have a good one. Thanks for tuning in.